All right, so red Sundays are so boring, but there was a limited Grand Prix that there was no coverage of that you could be enjoying, Marty. All right, so red white legends. This was a donation deck build around submission. So for those that aren't familiar, while normal donation decks are $10, for $50+ donations, I will build the deck for you off of a card or idea. So the direction for this deck was simply play Urza's Ruinous Blast. So we've got 3 copies of that in a red-white legend shell, or basically red-white mid-range control, whatever you want to call it. Our legends are all very nice evasive threats. Sarkhan is a sweet card in this deck, not only to maybe pump up Verix Bladewing on occasion, but also because it allows us to filter through when we draw redundant copies of our legends. People always ask about Mox Amber. Mox Amber is just worse than a land in this deck, right? Like, so Mox Amber at the earliest could come down on 3 and maybe ramp us to 5, but the number of times we're going to have it and it's going to be worse than a land is going to be often in my experience. So just very, 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 very uninterested in playing Mox Amber ever. This is not Sam Black's deck list from the GP. 2 full babies, Dows. Thank you for the 18-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, Sam looks great. Needs another land at some point, but if it looks like we're going to miss on 4, Sarkhan can help us push through. I also really love that Sarkhan, like, let's say our opponent's playing a deck where, like, Lava Coil doesn't have a text box. If that's the case, Sarkhan can go ahead and filter through that Lava Coil to find us some more action, hopefully. There's nothing wrong with yesterday. It felt like the right moment. Well, so long, Sarkhan, and your filtering. It felt like the right moment to end the stream yesterday. Well, so this tells them what I drew for the turn, but playing my tap land here is pretty valuable as opposed to, like, bluffing for some marginal value. Indie Terror, thank you for the 7-month resub. Welcome back. I appreciate it. It was just good, clean television, if we're being honest. I'm gonna get, like, syncopated and hate myself. Scatter, sure. That one's catching something somewhere. Our draw has not been spectacular. Post or pre, thought I was sure. Our starting 7 was good and we've not drawn a spell. I guess you could argue that we've drawn a spell land. Joke's on you, opponent. All my cards are still bad. I wonder if they have, probably have Nicol Bolas that they want to protect by getting rid of that. Well, isn't that just peachy? Just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna start. I didn't drop the league that the green-black deck is in, so I'm going to go ahead and start with green-black tomorrow morning for Modern Monday. I didn't play the Foundry there because I wanted to activate my creature land. God, this Planeswalker is so bad. Would this Planeswalker really have been too good if it had just come in with 4 or even 5 loyalty? Like, no way, right? I guess she goes up to 5 right away. Sure, but a match is more than one game. I agree that game was winnable if they never drew a threat and we drew a threat ourselves, but it wouldn't have made for good Magic. Like, so what? You'd like, the argument is like, we could win the game if my opponent never drew a relevant spell and did nothing? Sure, I agree that the matchup is winnable if my opponent never draws a relevant spell and does nothing. I just wanted to try this card just to confirm it's dog poop, but there's a good chance this goes away very quickly. Chemisters inside. That doesn't bode well for us. Means they're incredibly likely to flip this Nicol Bolas next turn. Man, he gained 6 health. Fear our power, opponent. Fear our power. So Nikki B is gonna pop on over. Really? 1, 2, 3. Yep, that kills Lyra, I guess.
Beating you will be a breeze.
I am super excited for no changes, no explanation of no changes tomorrow. Anybody who's expecting anything other than that is killing themselves. Lava Coil. Man, can't cast it, and even if we could cast it. Alright. 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 Deafening Clarion's pretty bad. Ruinous Blast seems pretty bad. Ixalan's Binding seems great. Adanto's Vanguard sounds wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and trim 2 Lava Coil. I actually don't like bringing in Banefire against the discard-based control decks. Well, I know Huatli wasn't particularly good on that board. I think she's okay in this matchup. Just like a stream of 3/3 Tramplers is fine. Sure. This matchup's not particularly fast. We've got a lot of cards that'll be good if we can cast them. We'll draw lands at some point, hopefully. Famous last words. Look at that. All we did was draw lands last game, so based on that information, we should be good for them this game. Ixalan's Binding is a card that's very impressive right now. Just like a lot of the control decks are leaning on powerful threats, so like being able to like say, hey, your powerful threat's gone and you can never play another copy of it is like pretty good. Yeah, the point of the deck is Ruinous Blast, but this is not a matchup where it's good. You ever think you could being stream sniped if you ever ran into the issue? Well, the thing is, you can never know if you're being stream sniped, right? Like, it takes a very specific type of person to like have the gall to like just tell you point blank, hey, I've been watching your stream this whole time. So like, sure, you could have things happen where it's like whatever. But, like, if someone's like ego is that like it means that much to them to beat me on stream that like they have to watch my stream while we do it, like, you know, especially on Magic Online where like we're playing for points. It's like if they need the Moto Bucks that much, they probably need a whole heck of a lot more than I do. So I'm gonna bin Lava Coil here and just plan to Ixalan's Binding this. Just like get that duder off the table. I'm gonna go ahead and shock this in. They're not pressuring my health total. Flip the treasure map at a turn, get some card advantage going from that. Sneak and Show isn't a bad matchup for lands. I'm just gonna let you know that Jarvis probably knows more about lands than you do. But you're Twitch chat, so that once that ever stopped you. We're actually not getting snow at all down here. It's like diagonally slated across the Illinois, and like we're outside of its range at the moment. So like, do I dig aggressively for an Ixalan's Binding? Do I just like keep this and be happy with it? I think I'm gonna bottom this because like Binding's a good draw, and if I draw a land I can kick this. I could have kicked it with the clues regardless, but I prefer not to break my clues, right? Because these clues are gonna turn into these treasures or whatever they're called are gonna turn into cards. What's going on, Immortal? Yeah, I'm actually excited to run the Bantwalls deck back. It felt pretty reasonable by the end of the last time we were playing it. I'm excited to see if it was a fluke or if there's like maybe something there. I came back for after the free sub sample. Thank you, Brahmanet, for the support. I appreciate it. There's not a Nick in their discard pile. Is this going to... That cannot quite kill this yet. It did for a hot second, but I've let some days pass, so my beard is coming back in. We're a little stubbly. Maybe I shouldn't have boarded in Vanguards against a black deck. They left in Moment of Cravings, which was pretty awkward for us. The animation was on point, I agree. I do have a use for this, that's Adanto Vanguard, though, since it's going to go ahead and... So, do I just play Lyra here? I think I'm just going to play Lyra. I guess I could play Karn and down tick, because, like, that I just want 2 threats on the table, basically. Getting Karn resolved is pretty good.
Until you have lived all, say hello to...
So, I didn't play the Adanto Vanguard, because I would prefer to discard that to the Eldest Reborn trigger this turn. That is going to give them... There's already an Adanto in there to get back, so that's fine. So, ideally, I would like to kill Ral this turn.
Oh, come on. I just want a peach.
So they're going to need double removal here, because I can make another artifact with Karn to make both my things 4/4s. Love your content, Jeff. Keep it up. Exodia the Kitten, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. 7+ inches. Holy gosh. That is a lot of powder on the ground. Alright, so I'm doing this pre-combat, because I would like...
There is great power in the things we make.
And actually, I'm going to do this pre-combat, because it makes my things harder to kill. If we kill Ral, they just get it back with Reborn, right? Sure, but then they're not getting back something else, right? So this is 10 out of 10, bouncing this. If you're not familiar with my stream, decks that are listed in my stream title are decks that we still have yet to play. As I play deck list, they're removed from my stream title. They're bouncing the Binding. Bouncing the Binding would have been an interesting line. I wonder if they realized they could do that. They probably just didn't think about it. I definitely just didn't think about it. Do I even want to attack here? I don't, right? Okay, just no attacks and pass. Because this is going to be able to get back. So they'll block, and then Dream Eater will come back and send Ixalan's Binding back to my hand, and then they'll be able to flip Nicol Bolas right away. Yeah, I think if they bounced Binding, we'd have been dead there. Oh, they just have another Dream Eater anyways. Alright, we're dead. That's all she wrote. They didn't bounce the Binding because they knew they had another one coming. We were dead. Well, we couldn't win the game anymore. We weren't going to zero. We weren't going to zero that turn, but we were pretty. I didn't actually play that many games. 1-7. Hopefully, it'll change once people can actually buy the game. But the constructed queue was really slow to fire, which is what people said was happening during the closed beta. So. You know, maybe Artifact Constructed is just DOA. Have some Bezo bucks. The Freak, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It seems fine. Doesn't have any play against an aggressive deck, but we can have Treasure Map to hopefully find some. Man, people just love the blue control decks on Magic Arena. Is it Guildgate? Could be Drake still. Yeah, could be the Phoenix deck. Drake's Phoenix, whatever you want to call it. I think it's more of a Drake deck really than a Phoenix deck, I think. That's like semantics at that point. I think the 5-color Lich deck is a very small subset of matches where it's competitive. And outside of those, it's not particularly great. Some of the blue-red decks are only playing Crackling Drake. They've cut Enigma. Yeah, it looks like the Phoenix deck, which our plethora of flyers is probably going to be. Our hand's actually like really good, right? Just like removal and a bunch of flying brick walls. No, I wanna play Sarkhan this turn. Like I already have my land guaranteed for Sarkhan, so there's no reason to upkeep stop.
I don't need this. I need this.
Found a use for Huatli. All right, they have a 1-mana creature. They get to put Phoenix back into, or 1-mana instant source. They get to put Phoenix back into play. If they have a shock, they can kill the Sarkhan. Wait, they shocked me. That seems good. That's aggressive. All right, so I'm gonna map during my upkeep here because, I think I just need a land. If I have Lava Coil in my hand.
I'll show you.
Why does Blast seem decent? Am I missing something? You think Kushko, the Evening Star, and Genesis Wave plus Living End could work in Modern? Nope. Think you just listed a whole bunch of cards that cost more than 3 mana. Are we gonna pivot and attack the Sarkhan now? Sure. I guess this makes sense. Like, if the first bird lives, they get aggressive and kill me. But if it dies, they pivot back.
Stop now.
I think that's fine. Picked up another one anyways. They aren't auto-tapping because they hate themselves and others. I mean, this might be greedy, but I don't even need to blast yet, right? Just like attacking with this. Like. I don't know, like, the only way they kill my Lyra is with Bacon Bolt, and if they have Bacon Bolt, they get to kill Shalai and Lyra, so I'm not really sure what is Shalai protecting Lyra from. Can you fill me in? Is there a card I'm not thinking of in Standard that's being protected from there? Lava Coil doesn't kill this card. This is a 5/5. So Shalai does not protect Lyra from Lava Coil. Fight with Fire, sure. That's not a card they really play in their main deck, though. Made it for a live stream. Also, wanna Papa bless the comments are enabled on YouTube since I missed a lot of shirts going on. Captain Harris, thanks for the support. Welcome back. Thanks for the 3 months. Carlos Melcanar, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Is using bot viewers against the Twitch TOS? I believe so. Yeah, I actually had the 6-mana Dragon Queen at one point. So let me count. If I draw this, it's a 6th land, and then I activate this to give me 3. So I still can't do both of these in a turn. So I guess I'm gonna go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and bottom this. How very astute of you, Anaronix. This is in fact not modern. Tomorrow morning will be modern as always. We did modern last night, so I wanted to do some standard tonight. What's going on, Acity Dragon? I was watching on YouTube and here you are, all real and live and such. Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Oh man, am I dead? I have a Lava Coil too. Yeah, I guess I got a little bit too greedy. Alright, we got punished for being greedy. Awesome, Danon. Thank you. Yeah, I I guess when I played the 2-5, I needed the Ruinous Blast. The only card that really punished me there was Bacon Bolt, but we gave them the opportunity to have it, and they had it, and they killed us because of it. Yeah, I should probably just cut Huatli. Card's not good. So, Binding gets to come in. I think Karn's pretty bad here. I think I just want, like, a pile of flyers and removal spells. Adanto Vanguard actually doesn't seem terrible. Let's do that. I think I'm okay with that. Thanks for streaming over Thanksgiving. Got a lot of videos on YouTube to catch up on. And smash that like button and ring the bell. What's going on? Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube in the future, comments are enabled. You can drop one of those below too. Well, I appreciate it, Carlos. Thanks for shipping those that way. Those turn into real bucks. Bezo bucks. Put the down payment on, put a large chunk of the down payment on my house. My new house. God bless Twitch Prime. Binding Blast is kind of a non-bow. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Maybe I should have built a second Ruinous Blast deck. If this is just poop, maybe we'll take a mulligan and try again with a different build. My son's allergic to my beard. That sucks. Just stopped in to renew and to say you missing your opponent's Phoenix the other day gave me a hearty chuckle. What's going on, Deadpool? Welcome back. Well, none of those are the land that I wanted for Christmas. Let's just go ahead and zap this off the board here really quick. Fredwick, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. Yeah, the replayability on being able to YouTube stuff is great. Just, like, gives me more content for the content that I'm making anyways, basically. Now, Adanto Vanguard's, like, unkillable in this matchup. So we got that going for us, at least. Alright, our opponent casts Boros Charm. Resolves. Do you play Shivan over Shock because of the kicker effect? Is there another reason to play Shivan? Like, genuine question. Like, is there a reason other than that I would play that card? I think we're getting manhandled here. It's not a particularly good spot. They took my toy away, chat. I loved you, Adanto. I paid my life for you, and then you betray me. Ad nauseum is on the no-fly list. The no-fly list can be found on a tab in the donation deck spreadsheet. In an alternate reality where 13 months in a year, where there were 13 months in a year, this would be my 3-year research. What's going on, Tubos? That's a long time. You're one of the OGs. There's a lot of months in there. Thank you and welcome back. How did Declan react to me shaving? Fatal Roundhouse Kick. Thank you for the 6 months. They were completely and entirely indifferent. Yes, I have given Wizards of the Coast approximately $1,200 at this point. Approximately $1,200 at this point. So I have pretty much everything that's standard legal. there minimum specs you would recommend for streaming? It depends on what game you're looking to stream, Draven. Like if you're looking to stream something, if you're looking to stream Magic Online, the specs are much lower than if you're looking to stream like an actual video game. Even Arena is more resource intensive. This again's fine. I need some lands, but like if they're aggressive, Clarion's good in the play, and we've got 4 into 5. Oh, I forgot to add Ad Nauseam. Alright, Ad Nauseam is now there. You're right, I had a Devoted combo. Yeah, I mean, this is my job, right? Like, although someone mentioned it's tax deductible, and it is for me. This is what I do for work. This pays my bills. That's incredibly unfortunate. Yep. Our 25 land deck, not stellar at drawing land number 4. I mean, this probably isn't getting much better. They were timed out because they were cheeky, and I felt like being cheeky as well. So they could take a 10-minute break. Good lord. Woof. The reason why Ad Nauseam has no fly list. Yeah, go watch the most recent Ad Nauseam video on YouTube. You probably won't need much more explanation than that. It's not pretty. Ad Nauseam is just slow and clunky and not interactive compared to other combo decks that exist in Modern. It's a blisteringly fast format, and Ad Nauseam has not aged well. What absurd FUD. Arena makes you draw worse the more you win. Holy crap, the things that people come up with. It's gotta be drugs, right? I'm gonna hope it's drugs. That's what I'm gonna hope against hope. Stoners in every chat. Glad to be able to catch him in the live stream. Looking forward to the sword someday. Dwarf Lord, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Would you believe there's more red than white in this deck? Okay, for Kent and the other mods out there, here's the #1 rule for getting banned. Actually, it's the #2 rule for being banned in my chat. The #1 rule is being rude and using language that isn't kind and accepting of others. The #2 way to get banned in my chat is to get timed out for breaking the rules and then come back and complain like a child about getting timed out for breaking the rules. When my children throw a hissy fit when they get a timeout, they get a longer timeout. My favorite is people are so like entitled to being able to post their opinions everywhere that like they accuse me of being the rude one when they come into my space and break my rules and get timed out for. They're like, you're so rude for enforcing the rules of your chat on me. It's like, no, you're the rude one. You showed up here and broke my rules and then had the audacity to complain that you were punished for breaking the rules. Yeah, banning the children from my house to be problematic. Yes, longer timeout. Longer timeout is ideal. So, I can just hit this and then pay for the syncopate, right? Yeah, I forgot to set my stop. I definitely should have had a stop on that upkeep turn 3. By the time I realized I need to put a stop down, I had already drawn my card. You're correct. I stayed on this resub for almost a month. I'll probably be back in a week with our Twitch baby. What's going on, Dead Lettuce? Hopefully you're not romaine lettuce, no offense. Well, let's not hit children, shall we? That's probably not a good thing either. There's a big difference between a timeout and hitting a child. Let's all agree that like we probably shouldn't hit children. Poor Lyra. You thought you were gonna bring the dawn, and you were just bringing the dead. There's not a standard bingo card, unfortunately. So I think I want to just draw here. I need to hit a land to like play the Verix kick tier, but I think that's worth the gamble because like I really don't want to just spend that to ramp. I want as many cards as possible. Snipe you out. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. I'm here, you know, 30, 40 hours a week, whatever it turns out to be. Yeah, anytime, Dwarf Lord. Happy to be of assistance. Sure, yeah, and I am, just for clarity, I'm saying that that probably shouldn't happen to children. So I'm jamming Shalai here as opposed to Verix because this is, they're likely to have a counter spell here and I'd rather Shalai get countered than Verix. Read. At least my decision here is easy. What's the next tournament I'm traveling to? I am playing the Invitational in Roanoke, Virginia in whatever month that is, December, 2 weeks, like a week and a half or whatever, 2 weeks from this weekend. And then nothing else after that for the foreseeable future. Poor Verix, he's been sabotaged. I think I've just built bad red-white angels. Unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna... So, here's the problem. Here's the problem with this card. I think the problem with this card is that it doesn't work well with this, and it doesn't work well with Seal Away. It doesn't work well with these other powerful white cards, right? So the easiest way to tell if your build around card is going to be tuned, I didn't think about it. Like, I didn't put the binding to the main, but I kept boarding them in every match, right? So it's probably just worse playing this than just playing like Clarions and Ixalan's binding. I think what I ended up here with is just bad red white angels. And like, I was thinking the other direction we could take this was a green white deck, but because this card is white, we're gonna run into this issue where regardless of what our other color is for working around this card, it's just not going to be good with the enchantment removal ever, and the enchantment removal is one of the big draws to playing white in this format, I think, outside of splashing it into Jeskai control, obviously. Johnny the combo player, thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So yeah, I had a couple of green white drafts that just ended up looking worse than this, and then I settled on this, and then just like, yeah, I think so. It's just a bad cleansing Nova, right? Like you have to have the setup for this too, where you have to have something in play too. So like, while this can like be Plague Wind in some situations, it probably just isn't good enough, seeing how those games played out. Yeah, those lists, they still just have like the same issue I'm talking about here though, right? Like they have the issue where you just like can't play Ixalan's binding and stuff like that. And like just being straight blue-white, like we don't have Hallowed Fountain right now, so the mana becomes worse than that. Yeah, it also doesn't kill, like we had a game against Grixis where like we had Ruinous Blast, and like their board was like Ral Zarek Nicol Bolas, and it was just like, well, this is really awkward. Like this card is awkward in that respect too, for a lot of the same reason that Cast Down is kind of awkward in this format, right?